Hello, YouTube, and welcome to Level-Headed News. This is your host, Brenda. I have 4 articles in this episode for you. All these URLs are in the description of the video for your convenience. The first one here is off of thedailysheeple.com, and it says, Video. Die. Dallas teacher under investigation for shooting a toy gun at an image of Trump. And there is video in this that you can take a look at. It says, a video of Dallas SD teacher pointing what appears to be a squirt gun at an image of President Donald Trump and saying "die" has surfaced on social media. Payal Madi, an art teacher at W.H. Adamson High School, was placed on administrative leave today, and the incident is being investigated. Dallas News reports that the school district was contacted for comment and provided the following statement. Today we were made aware of a social media posting being circulated involving a teacher at W.H. Adamson High School. The teacher has been placed on administrative leave, and the district has opened investigation. This is a personnel matter, and as such, we cannot comment. Wait, aren't schools toy gun-free zones? So it'll be interesting to see what happens with this. I'd love to hear about her being fired and barred from ever teaching any place ever again. What in the world's wrong with people? The next one here is off of pjmedia.com, and it says, Chicago, 6 shot at gun violence victims memorial. During a memorial service for a victim of criminal gun violence on the south side of Chicago, 6 people were shot, including a 12-year-old girl. Jediah Brown told reporters that the opposition to those attending the memorial came through an alley before opening fire on the group of mourners. He added that the mother of the person being memorialized was also among the victims, though police have not confirmed that information. A 12-year-old girl suffered a graze wound to the head from a bullet, police said, and was taken to Corner Children's Hospital, or Comer, I guess that is Comer Children's Hospital, where her condition had stabilized. 4 of the victims are in stable condition, while 2 remain in serious condition. I'm asking that those individuals who may see this, that are planning retaliation right now, that you stand down from that, and that we look for peaceful alternatives, Brown said. The next article that I have for you is off of the conservativefiringline.com, and it says, the Seattle sidestep on immigration, blame guns and defend the sanctuary. And there is video in this if you want to pull it up to take a look at that. It says, when liberal Seattle Mayor Ed Murray held a press conference to rip President Donald Trump's executive order on sanctuary cities, he was asked about a murder committed by an illegal alien about 10 years ago at the University of Washington. His knee-jerk response was this: are we finally going to do something about regulating guns in this country? He, Trump, brought up a series of parents who have lost children to people who were not documented. You know, how many times have I spent time with parents whose sons have been shot dead in this city? There is an issue of guns, not an issue of immigration. The comment comes near the end of this Channel 90 video on YouTube. It came after Murray had defended the city's sanctuary policy while insisting that immigrants, regardless of their documentation, will stay in Seattle. He promised to fight any attempt by the federal government to strip federal funding in this city. These are not criminals, Murray said of immigrants. These are our friends. These are our neighbors. These are our families. Murray's timing could not have been worse. His remarks came as reports were surfacing about the arrest and charging of 5 men in the December slaying of an Eastern Washington woman. Jill Marie Sundberg, age 31, was shot 13 times at a parking lot or a parking spot along the Old Vantage Highway near George, about 150 miles east of Seattle in the Columbia Basin. 3 of these men have been charged with murder, and 2 are being held as material witnesses, according to published reports. All are in this country illegally. Then there was the infamous slaying of Kate Steinle in San Francisco 2 years ago, allegedly by a recidivist, illegal alien. The gun used in that crime had been stolen from a federal law enforcement officer's vehicle. The suspect in that case, Juan Francisco Lopez Sanchez, is scheduled to go on trial next month. Murray has a track record on gun control. He was the prime sponsor of a bill ban so-called assault weapons while serving in the state Senate 4 years ago. That bill initially included a provision to allow warrantless searches by sheriff's deputies of gun owners' homes on an annual basis. That provision alarmed civil rights experts and made headlines in the Seattle Times before it was hastily deleted. None of this lost on Alan Gottlieb, chairman of the Citizens Committee for the Right to Keep and Bear Arms. He issued a bristling statement to the press. He accused Murray of trotting out the Constitution only when he can use it for a political prop. Murray hides behind the Constitution to serve his liberal political agenda, Gottlieb said, but he's never been worried about stepping on the Second Amendment. If you defend the Constitution, you have to defend all of it. If you expect gun owners to obey gun laws, you need to obey the immigration laws. Only a hypocrite would expect to have it any other way. Seattle and other sanctuary cities stand to lose millions of federal dollars under Trump's new guidelines. Critics of sanctuary policies argue that municipal officials who cling to such policies should be prepared for the consequences. And the final article I have in this episode is off of the Daily Caller, and it says Portland police absolutely flattened these protesters who stopped traffic. And there is video in this if you care to take a look at it. It says Portland police responded quickly and decisively to a group of protesters blocking traffic in the city on Wednesday, running one of them right into the ground in dramatic footage posted online. About a dozen police in riot gear approached the scene of the protest in the video posted to Facebook by a local outlet where the agitated bystanders had gathered around the protesters as they blocked traffic. One man had climbed into the front of the bus. "Here they come," one onlooker says excitedly. The police quickly descended on the group and literally flattened a number of them, pushing them to the ground and surrounding them as bystanders cheered them on. "Take them all down," one man is heard shouting repeatedly in the background as they begin to arrest the black-clad protesters. An older woman gives the police an enthusiastic thumbs up. Police arrested 6 people in addition to other arrests in different parts of the city where protesters also gathered. Rather than obtain permits required by law to hold a demonstration in the city, the protesters intentionally organized their march in secret, reports the Oregonian. Police had used force on a large group that gathered to protest Trump, organizers said, so this is time they were going to spread out in smaller groups without giving the police a heads up. The Oregonian notes a separate demonstration related to Women's March in Washington, D.C. Saturday went off peacefully and without interference from police. So there you have everything that I had for you in this episode. There's going to be a couple more episodes today, so hang on to your hats. If you like what I'm doing here, give it a thumbs up, share it on your social media so everybody gets to hear the news. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. And if you click the bell beside the subscription button, a little box pops up that you can check. And if you check that box, you'll get email alerts every time I put a show up, and that way you'll stay informed.